Alright, greetings and salutations all. Ready for the Crucible.
Along with my flesh.
I do like doing the Crucible. I don't find it to be that difficult of a quest with a little bit of patience. Even if you're soloing it, you do need a reasonable hireling, in my opinion. I have Ellery, so Ellery will take care of me like she always does. But having somebody to open these doors for you makes life a lot easier. Diplomacy is 47. Nice. Our Intimidate is, I'm not sure. But it was good enough. This guy tends to be a bit of a pain. Looks like we succeeded on a 3, so his DC is somewhere around 50. And then we'll bluff this guy. Oh, we failed to bluff that guy. We got him that time. Right? There we go, 7. I didn't see what the other roll was, but I saw that 0 experience fly across the screen. They had to change this. You used to get experience for talking to these guys at the beginning, but I think I understood that somebody was botting it, or a couple of people were botting it, and so they had to change a bunch of this stuff around. Alright, we'll summon Ellery now. We won't need her really until a little bit later, but we'll just get her summoned now. So there's lots of reasons that people dislike this quest. It's long. It's a pain. Oh, that's also true. PXP or PY. No, PXP. He points out that the ransack mechanic didn't used to hit optionals, so you could just get the optional experience forever. So if you were to jump in and do 30 seconds of quest and get, you know, some experience, it was pretty efficient way to level. Especially if you botted it and you weren't at your computer. The real problem does come from in the epic version. All right, so back to the maze. So a lot of people dislike the quest because of the maze. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to not just walk you through it and talk you through it. I'm going to try to logic you through it as well. Hopefully this one will end up making some sense to you. But often it's just something you're going to have to practice. So this door is shut, so we have to go through this direction. And if we look, this door will be shut, so we'll have to go this direction. This hallway we'll go down to a little bit later, but we want to try to stick, at least for now, their right shoulder against the wall. And any of these guys that we can clean up off the top easily is pretty good. So as we walk around and cleaning up trash here, we're going to notice that we found a lever, a pretty easy to get to lever, the I lever. This is where we're going to plop Ellery. Boop. We're going to put her in do nothing mode, and we're going to manually look at the lever and click the valve and make sure she doesn't run off too far. She ran off a little bit, but that should be fine. Alright, so now we pick up... Whoa, Carnage Reaper spawned a little bit late. Ouchie. Alright. So again, she should be looking at this lever. She's a little further away now than I'd like her to be, so we're going to manually target the lever. Walk in this doorway and hit the go button. This door should open. Now, Ellery has that in her queue, right? That's the last item she's interacted with. So as long as we don't have anything else in our reticule when we ask her to work, she should remember that door, that lever. Let's give it a shot. As long as she doesn't attack anything, perhaps to heal herself, we're in pretty good shape. Ah, boo. We do not have the right crystal for that. So since we've been checking the top for trash, we're in pretty good shape for Ellery coming around. So now we're gonna walk around, and again we're gonna keep that right shoulder on. Now we're gonna come down that first hallway there. Where's this guy at? Here he is. I'm gonna walk around and we're gonna find the K lever. Again, we're gonna stick Ellery back in that corner to the best of our ability. Keep it highlighted. Also, just to check, yep, we have that crest. Let's re-highlight this lever. We're gonna go stand in the middle of these doorways here, and we're gonna have Ellery pull the lever. No problem with the first activation. We'll see how she feels about the second activation. So she feels pretty good. Alright, I did not actually look to see which crest it was. So we'll just have Ellery activate the lever. See, she's running around like crazy. So we'll see if she can get back there. There she goes. Now she's back there. So we're gonna check and see which crest we have. Now, because we've got the doors all pulled funky, we're gonna be able to go around the opposite side and just loop back around with it on our right. Again, I don't recall, I didn't look to see which. Alright, looks like we lucked out. We got the monkey crest for the monkey side. Alright, now we're gonna run back through the K area. Go ahead and fire off a heal scroll also. And again, we're still kind of sticking to the idea that we can, we're putting this shoulder on the right side. And if we look, we'll notice that these are dead ends along the right side here. And here, we'll look down this hallway, see that there's a dead end. Okay, well, we'll just keep staying on the right side. What we're going to do is we're going to cross around to this, what a lot of people call the in lever. I know I do. Kind of looks like a double in. And then what I like to do is I like to go ahead and reopen this door. Like, you have to reopen this door anyway. Oh, Ellery's taking damage. Pull Ellery back. What was attacking Ellery? That guy probably. Get out of here, scum. I have to be careful to make sure that the hirelings don't get you murdered. We need them to open doors and close doors. Alright. Now that we're in here, we put all these crests in. The center will open. We can turn Ellery on defensive mode and she can heal herself a little bit. There's going to be 2 trap boxes here in the middle. You guys are butts. I'm going to search up these trap boxes. we're going to talk about a couple of things here. So first of all, you'll notice that this direction has an exploding barrel. This has nothing. This has a vase. Assuming you don't break all this stuff. So, to carry on with the quest, we have to go through the area of the explosive barrel. But also there is a locked door, so we have to come around this way and open I one more time. Okay, you can't see that yet, you just have to take my word for it. But yeah. Alright, so now that we have disabled these traps, that's all these little jets that would shoot acid and cold and stuff at us. And then the spikes will open up. In the event of an emergency, or you get lost, or you fall down, or whatever, you want to come back to the barrel, the exploding barrel. Danger. Danger, Robinson. Alright, so that lets us into the eye door here. Now we have a little bit of a fight.
The gilded dragon head next to the door has a hole where its horns belong.
If you're very fast, you can sprint boost through everything. I'm not a big fan of trying to go that way, but it's all good. Well, Gargamel, I answered all those questions earlier. You probably came in, asked a bunch of questions, and left and didn't listen to the answers. So, you have to go watch the previous video to learn the answers to all those questions. Eliminate these guys. We're gonna fire up our hit points, just make sure we're all the way full. I like to make sure that my jump is still running at maximum. And then sometimes I want Featherfall, sometimes I don't want Featherfall. I think this is the life we do want Featherfall. And here we go. Bloom. I like to jump on that barrel and then over to the other side. Get ahead of the spinny blades if we can. Jump across. Jump across. And into the room. Now, this door is open. We want to wait till it closes. You heard it close right there. We'll pick up this collectible.
Apparently unguarded.
Then what I do is I walk all the way up here, grab the horn, and shoot out. As quick as possible. That way, you reduce the likelihood of actual danger. Then if you want, you can leave a hireling back here to open this door. I'm not that worried about it. I can run back through.
There's something familiar
reasonably enough.
Cringing kobold.
Reasonably enough. And then we talk to this kobold a couple of times. And he'll be like, hey, you want to do a thing for me? And you're like, yes, please. Then you open the door and let him run off. Right, so we'll give him a couple of seconds. And while we do, we'll go ahead and answer another question from Gargamel here on YouTube. What do you like more, Dungeons & Dragons or Iron Man? That is a tough question. Dungeons & Dragons literally saved my life, probably. So I have to, and I always refer to Dungeons & Dragons as my first love. So I'll have to say Dungeons & Dragons. And then my wife and kid, and then probably Iron Man is a solid 4. If I were to rate all the things, all of my my loves together, it'll have to be something along that line. Alright, so the reason we let the kobold walk through is because his floor disappears along the way. And if you don't let him walk through, you could easily get dropped down into the water, and then it's a little bit unpleasant. Just a little bit. Somebody's got an alarm going off upstairs. Alright. This guy right here is a little puzzle. If your wisdom is low, you'll get a thing that says what it is. In this case, It says the 6th door. I don't know if I trust that. But we're no yawning. Sorry. But we're gonna give it a shot. So we're gonna turn our guy to don't do anything. We're gonna check the floor and see which door is what. 6th door hides death. Look at that. Did it. I can't believe it. It was correct. It told us the truth with 24 wisdom. Insane. Alright, well, we don't need you anymore. In the event that we were opening the wrong door, all sorts of traps, like the mouse shoots out all sorts of stuff. There's all sorts of spinny blades and like fire jets and all sorts of nonsense. Since we don't have evasion, I thought it best to use a hireling to just make sure that we were safe. And I didn't want to use Ellery because we may need Ellery to rescue us later. Just honesty land. Alright, so here we're going to make sure that we have freedom movement on. You'll notice that I'm not I don't worry about it very much. But they cast a lot of sleet storms right here, and I don't want to accidentally get slid around off of the maze. So they tactically use it quite strong here. And since we are ranged, we can just... Oh, it looks like we're just barely out of range here for this. Alright. So this lever obviously opens the ladders in case we do fall down. Gives us an opportunity to crawl back up. And once we've cleared the top, I will put my featherfall on. We're gonna walk around over here. I'm gonna remind myself red, blue, green. And the reason I'm going to remind myself of that is in the event that one of these happens to be 0, then I can remember which way it is. So, let's talk about this for a quick second. Everybody has a different way of remembering how to do this. Alright? But the wheels start on what I call candy cane. So if you count, this is turn 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5. There's no 6 because you have a 0. Now, when you pull this lever, the 3 lights are going to come on. It'll be a green, a blue, and a red, right? So what I like to do is I'll just say out loud what I think, and then I'll start running and do the levers. You have lots of time. One person can run through all of them as long as you don't fall down. But if you're calling them out, right, a lot of people will call out 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will call out gun, hat, ghost, H, or I. Various ways. Let's take a look here. Okay, gun, H, and I. So we got lots of turns. Got lots of turns here. And it's also really possible, because I didn't say the colors, that I might get myself confused, but I think I remember. Which is the real challenge for me. The real part of this game that's remembering short-term things like this for more than 5 seconds. We did it! Hurrah!
A loud gear grinds in the southeast corner of the room. The path forward is open.
Now that we got it correct, the door opens and we can move back on through the questicle. There'll be a fight, so we're gonna rebuff. We're gonna open this lever so we get a little bit less time off the clock when we come back through. And now we get to do the fun part. The fun part, no. So a couple of things. One, Remember how I've been carrying around these cliff diver luck charms? This is one of the many reasons why. Is for this quest right here. Second of all, are we still preparing? We are still preparing. So let's hit Merfolk's Blessing. We're gonna boost our swim as much as possible. It's not super necessary, but I find it to just make life a little bit easier through this quest. Now, big spinny blade. Swim through it. Try to kind of dodge through here. The blade will turn on and off occasionally. This is one that always tags me right there.
11.
Always tags me.
Base of the wall on your right.
Alright, well now that you're here, summon Ellery, or whoever your hireling is. And you can actually do this anywhere along this swim. You just perch someplace, let your hireling come down and heal you up. You can also drink potions. You may or may not be able to eat a tasty ham underwater. You just can't use heal scrolls. You can't use like anything that you drink. You can do underwater, which they consider the tasty ham. Then you can also plop your hireling here on the valve, and they will be happy to pull it underwater for you. And those valves, like in this case, it opens that secret door, which we're not going to go down yet, but it also disables that spinny trap. So we can have her open that, and we can start swimming back through again. Same thing right here.
Swift current churn.
Have her open the valve. It'll turn that off. We can swim right through, and bam, we're good to go. So I know what you might be thinking, Samus, why are you so worried about that trap? Well, obviously you saw I wasn't paying that close of attention, and we got nugged by a couple of those traps, and we took like 200 points of damage. So those traps are the real deal. So be careful. Be careful. Again, we have just another little fight around this corner.
A glittering pile of treasure is surrounded by agitated gnolls.
Right. Get this, get the optional, and then if this guy is here and dead, we can grab his key. And then that'll let us, if we want to go back through the swim, that's the door to pick up the special swim bracers from this quest, if they're here. You can also D-door back and run from the beginning, or you can swim back through. I'm going to swim back through for no real reason other than the fact that I don't think it's that difficult. And I kind of want to, especially with like Ellery here to pull the lever. Okay. Just aim for the grates. Have Ellery pull that lever again. Swim back through. Ouch. Alright, and there's a rubble right there. Alright. Then there's one other thing that I want to take a shortcut to, or swim actually, to show you guys. But way down here at the end of the hallway, the valve in here. Right? This valve also turns the water, the fans on and off. So if you,
the water's swift current falters and grows
if you need to, like you have a second person with you, you can have them go right here, down there, and help out. It's a little bit longer of a quiet time than the other one that we were having Ellery pull. So it does shave some time. It does make it a little bit easier if you have another person to help. The hirelings are not as good on that one in my experience, but teach their own. Alright, so we've got the last Crest is not the right word. Horn? The last horn? So we're going to bounce back through here. When we open this door, we are going to be in for a pretty good series of fights. We want to get these guys that are ringing the bells as quickly as possible, in my experience, and I just pick up whatever kills you can along the way, and then I like to charge down to where the bells are. Cast whatever spells I can get my hand on, but once the bell ringers are dead, you don't have to deal with respawns anymore, so then at that point you can kind of make some room back and forth, whatever you have to do. I tend to stay close enough to the shrine in case I make a mistake that I can get to the shrine and self-res on the shrine. Of course, this Fear Reaper is going to be a pain. I think we're good. If you are trying to get Conquest, a lot of people, what they will do is they will stand here with like this, one of these bell openers or both of these bells ringers just going crazy, and then with that you can just stand here and kill guys until the quest is ready to go. I'm not about that life. I feel like this quest is long enough without standing around waiting for people to ransack or kill all the monsters, but it's just me. Our hireling's in attack mode. She'll heal us the best she can.
Champions survived their trials. You all won your place in the Horde. Now these maggots must do the same. The new recruit.
She's healing herself now instead of me.
Seems to be fighting naked today. Such confidence.
It's probably enough. Rebuff. Cast an AoE or two. Just to try to keep the things on us. Walk her out of the way. Alright, so here we go. No weaklings on temple power. Again, quick and easy, cheesy cover girl. We have a sweet chest right here. Or sorry, collectible right here. And we can complete. This is a good spot if you want to get some additional experience. This quest is a big pile of XP. 28 minutes for 56,813 and 524 Reaper experience. So pretty good. Pick up some chests here. There are a series of named items that can come out of these, like backstabber gloves. On again, off again have been really, really good. It was Scroll of Rin. Something. Rin Flesh? Rin Soul? I'm going to say this is the big negative energy spell. Wind Lasher, on again, off again is really good. I think right now it is probably medium, but it is an extended critical two-handed falchion that gives you weapon focus, so it's okay. There's a couple of other chests. One we will get, one we will look at. I'm not gonna. You know what? Never mind. We'll get them both. Why not? Screw it. We got time. We ain't doing nothing else. We ain't doing nothing else. So we're going to go back through the maze. The way we left the doors positioned, right? We can walk straight through I, even though it said K there. Walk straight through K. Walk into the middle. Right, so we're in the middle. jump across. Normally land on that pillar. But I didn't make sure we had jump or feather for all running. But that's okay. Walk through the exploded barrel to the ladder. Take our ladders up. And then right down here is a chest. You can get it by having somebody open and close the eye, but of course we're just gonna D-door on top of ourselves. Boink. And then the next one is through the swim. All right, it's that other one we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Road less taken could be where I meant to be. Yeah, well, we'll do the road less taken next life, and that'll specifically be all the quests. Try to do as many of the quests that we skipped. So I'll screenshot all of these, and we're gonna try to do the ones we didn't do. That's the goal anyway. We'll see what happens. But I definitely feel you, Rockman, when it comes to skipping certain quests. I never go out of my way to get that chest in the maze. It's just generic trash, but the chest in the squint actually has a chance to drop a vitality augment. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good things to do. Sometimes I get the chest in the maze, obviously, like this life. It really comes down to whether or not I have D-door most often. But I wanted to show it off, and I was just going to look down at it, but I thought, you know what, screw it. We'll just go ahead and get it. We're all this way, we might as well just loot it, show what it's like. But I would agree, I normally don't go out of my way to get it. And now we're going swimming again. Yeah! We love it, the swim, right? We love it. Alright, so one more time, we're going to hit our merfolks. We're going to make sure that we have full hit points. And here we go. Boink. You know, we're just going to swim through now like we don't even care, because we don't. Speed is not always your friend. Alright, so now we have to be a little bit more careful. We got the purple ball of save your life. Which is fine. Alright, we're actually good. We made it. Hit the valve, swim through, jump back up here. We have this sweet chesticle. We had nothing. That's okay. Alright, so that's the Crucible. That's all the chests. Couple of things. If you're looking to get Ransack, you do have to kind of break all the boxes in the trap room. Also, that first room is filled with stuff to break.
This dragon looks.
And then there's a lot of stuff like in the maze and in the hallways to kind of just keep an eye out for. So, it's pretty good. It's a pretty easy quest, really, if you slow down and think about it. A lot of people skip it because it's long and they feel like it's a challenge. And it can be, but clearly with a hireling to help you out, again, a little level 3 Ellery, and I literally just did the quest. So if you have a big boy hireling, it makes it just that much easier. Everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please slam those like and subscribe buttons. I really appreciate it. Also, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out here just in the off chance that you don't know. But patreon.com/Samius is my Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can really help me out continuing to make these videos and other content. So please keep that in mind. We'll see you again real soon. Toodles.